Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat petang. Hai, apa khabar semua? Semua orang okey ke tidak? Alright.
Salam Doktor.
Okay, so saya ada satu permintaan baru. Okay, starting from today, for the first 20 minutes, I would like you to on, if possible, I want you to on your video, so at least I can see your faces, alright? Okay, untuk 20 minit yang pertama. Okay, kalau boleh tolong buka muka-muka wajah-wajah anda. Okay, so I can see you are here. Okay, bagi mereka yang tak pakai baju, tolong pakai baju. Bagi mereka yang tak pakai tudung, tolong pakai tudung. Please, you, rambut semakin panjang dah sekarang Tak bagi kita rambut. Itulah panjangnya. Saya rambut you pendek sangat. So after I haven't seen you quite some time. Saya lama dah tak jumpa. The last kita jumpa masa PKP. Masa PKP pas. Tak jumpa juga. No. Tak jumpa. Hai Kuhan. Okay, so Chen, okay ke? Pun lama tak jumpa. Sihat?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay. So barulah saya nampak wajah-wajah anda. Kalau tak, susahnya nak tengok. Okay, kawan. Apa khabar, Hazel? Nasib baik saya pernah jumpa Hazel. Saya pernah jumpa some of you. So at least I know who you are. Okay, I can imagine bila saya bercakap, at least saya tahu orangnya macam mana. Farhan, apa khabar? Sihat, Farhan? Okay.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, good. Mimi? Macam mana Mimi? Sihat?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay. Alright, janganlah serius sangat. Relax lah. Okay. Alright, so Hanif. Okay, Hanif?
Okay, Doktor.
Senyum sikit, Hanif. Okay. Right. So hari tu kita dah bincangkan macam mana untuk buat literature review, right? So hari ni kita akan sambung untuk literature review. Sekejap. So saya ada kasih satu assignment kepada anda. Sebenarnya you don't have to submit the assignment. Saya hanya nak saya suruh anda mencuba sendiri, okay? Whether you can do the assignment or not. Sebab itu ialah apa yang kita akan hadapi untuk setiap penulisan akademik. Right. So, you all dah install ke belum untuk ENDNOTE? Sudah ke belum? Yes, no? Okay. Kalau dah, esok kita dah boleh buat untuk ENDNOTE, 1 jam untuk ENDNOTE, alright? Dan esok pula hari Khamis. Jadi nanti kita akan pelajari macam mana nak masukkan information dalam ENDNOTE. So I already ask you to find articles. Betul ke tidak? Untuk setiap kumpulan mesti ada articles dan nanti you akan exchange the articles, alright? dengan kawan-kawan anda untuk masukkan information. Right. Itu ialah yang akan kita buat pada hari Khamis nanti sebagai kita punya second part of the lecture. Okay. So hari ni I'm not really sure. Okay. Masa hari tu kita berhenti sampai mana untuk literature review. So let me go through. Okay. What we have done. Okay. So kita dah tahu macam mana nak tulis. Okay. There are two things dekat dalam penulisan kita. Satu yang kita namakan sebagai citation. Okay, yang lagi satu kita namakan sebagai references. Okay, so citation iaitu kita tulis dalam teks. Masa kita menulis, kita perlu tuliskan contohnya. Sorry?
I need to interrupt. Doctor, can you can you just say it in English?
Aduh, I always forgot about you lah, sabar. Sebab I have quite a different classes. Lepas tu I totally forgot lah. Okay, kelas ni ada siapa? Tengok I still. I always forgot. This class actually who are the audience, okay? And this class who are the audience? I always forgot. Okay, I'm so sorry about it, okay? Right. So, what did I say just now? Okay. Actually, in our academic writing, there are two types of references that we need to write. Okay, the first one, we call it as citations, all right? The citation is where we need to write it in text, okay? When we write our text, our content of our thesis, then we need to cite all the references. And then the detail of the citation is actually, we need to write it in a very long list at the end of our writing, at the end of our thesis, at the end of our dissertation or whatever, right? So that one we call it as references. Okay. So this one, okay, as we already discussed before, okay. So this one, when we actually refer or acknowledge a person, a resource or whatever, so that one we call it as citation. We need to write it in our text. So there are three different formats. Okay, so how to write the citation when we want to cite it at the beginning of a sentence, in the middle of a sentence, and also at the end of a sentence. Okay, usually in the beginning of a sentence and also in the middle of a sentence, the format will be the same, where we need to write it as author's name. Usually we just take the last name of the author and also bracket the year, right? But at the end of the sentence, usually we must write, the format will be bracket author's last name, comma, year, right? So it's quite hard actually when we want to, remember exactly how the format is. So that's the reason we need ENDNOTE to help us, all right? Because ENDNOTE is actually can do the format for us. So we don't have to worry where we should write the bracket, where we should write the year, the last name or whatever, the comma and so on. So that's the reason I would like to share you how to use ENDNOTE in our citation and also references, right? So this is what we call it as citation, right? So the next one, I also give you on that day a few examples on that one, all right? And then we also in citation, we also need to use et al, okay? So et al means et and others when the author have more than 3 persons, all right? So when you have more than 3 persons, usually to write the whole name, all the 3 authors is quite long. And it will take space, okay, in our writing. So that's the reason we can short form it, okay? So by using the short form et al, okay, to show to the readers, okay, that our citation is actually contain more than 3 authors, right? But it also depend, okay, it also depend on the requirement of a certain journal. Maybe some journal, it says you need to write the whole name, 3 authors, you need to write them all. But some journal says only after you have 5 authors. If you have 5 authors or more, then only you can use et al. So it all depends on the requirement of a journal, or where you want to send your article to, right? Okay, this is an example for using at all. And I also told you that we are using in UTM, we are using APA style. So later in our EndNote, we need to set to do in the setting that we are going to use the APA style. All right, so this is the references of the APA style. So this is what we call references. So references at the end of our thesis, all right? Usually right after chapter 5, so we're going to have references. So references must be, if it is APA style, it follows APA style, so it must be, must be written in alphabetically order, right? So this is how we write, okay? Okay, did I mention about this one? Did I? That's about it. Okay, right. When we want to refer to, refer to a certain sources, all right, for our work, it is very important for us to select the best references. Okay, we have thousands, millions of references outside, but as a researcher, as a writer, as an author, you need to choose which one is the best, right? So how do we rank our references? Okay, so the first one, the very bottom one, okay, is actually comes, all the references come from articles from conference and proceedings. Okay, usually when people, they present a paper in a conference. So at the end of the conference, all the papers, all the articles will be compiled in a book, as in a selected book. In a special book called Proceedings of the Conference. So it's only meant for that conference. Okay, so you can also refer to articles from any proceedings, but the level is very low. Okay, and then you need to see here, okay, newspaper, magazines, books, actually not really, what should I say, is not included in this kind of journal of sources, okay? So it means that one, website, books, we can say is very low, right? So that's the reason when we want to write a very good work, a very good thesis, we must refer to very good articles and papers. Okay. Any question? Suddenly ada suara. Okay, the next after conference and proceedings, we call all the papers from non-index journal. Okay, what does it mean with non-index journals? Non-index journals is a very, is not really acknowledged by academician, by people, big top academician in the world. Okay, so most of us, if we cannot publish paper in a very high ranking paper, this one is Scopus and the website index, okay, that one we call it as impact factor journal. Okay, it has a very high reputation in the world, right? So in order for us to penetrate in Scopus, and especially in the index journal, which is we call it as Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4, okay, is very, very difficult. Okay, only a very good work, a very good research can publish in this kind of journals. Okay, ada faham ke? Do you understand, people? Okay, right. So for example, for the index, so in order to get Q1 is very, very difficult. Sometimes, you know what, we need to pay like 6,000 ringgit, 5,000 ringgit, 7,000 ringgit just to publish in this kind of journal, right? So like Scopus, okay, from my experience, my students, they pay like, 800 ringgit to actually to publish their work in Scopus journal. So as you can see, it's not very easy especially for us in the developing country. Okay, because we follow the European rate. Okay, so because all these impact factor journals actually belong to the Western people, right? So that's why it's very hard for us to get into the to publish in those kind of articles, because it is reviewed by very top and also expert in that field. Okay, so let's say you write a paper on what? Give me an example. Okay, anyone ada ke example you punya subject any? Oh, you account okay. Any subject is something like contoh supply chain, right? So in order for you to publish in a supply chain, a very good journal in supply chain, for example, Q1 and Q2, you need to pay a lot. And also your paper, your article will be reviewed by expert of supply chain in the world, not in Malaysia, but in the world. So that's the reason it's very hard to get through. Ada faham ke? Do you understand, people? All right.
Yes.
Andy, okay ke Andy? Okay, thank you. Okay, people listen here. Whenever you have any problem, you don't really understand what I'm trying to sampaikan. Okay, hi Ryan. Nice to see you, Ryan. Lama tak jumpa Ryan, tengok muka je.
Hey,
Everything
Doktor.
okay ke Ryan? How the weather in Batam? You Batam kan?
Ya, Doktor Batam.
Okay. All right. So I think please ask me sebab ni ialah actually you can learn from now. Okay. So I know is for your level people, you don't have to worry much because you are on undergraduate level. Okay. So we still can accept if your references come from proceedings, non-index, and also scopus. Okay. But for postgraduate students, we really very particular. We want to make sure their references come from a very good sources, very reliable and good sources, right? Okay, I also told you about search engines. Okay, so where actually you can use in order to check like Scopus papers. So to make sure whether the article that you are referred to is actually Scopus, recognized by Scopus, you can just go to Scopus website and then you just type the author's name, for example, and then if it is listed in the Scopus, so it will come out. Okay. If not, Scopus will say that it cannot be found. All right. So you know that the article is actually is not even Scopus. What we are looking for just now, at least the paper and the journal should be Scopus above. That one we can consider very good sources. Right. And then we also can use UTM and then Portal for our library. Okay. And they also have search engine for that one. And these are some of the search engine that you can use to find a very good paper on your field, in your field. Okay, and then the other one is called Sign Direct. This one, actually all the papers usually Web of Science. Just now I show you. And also all the cues also can be found here, right? And then that's the reason I say it's not easy for us to do all the formatting, okay, in terms to do all our citation and also our references. That's the reason we need someone to help us out, okay? ENDNOTE is the best solution, right? So ENDNOTE, kita just put all the information, type all the information, and then we can recall when we type in the Word, we just recall whichever citation or references that we want. Nanti automatically EndNote and Word, they have a link. And then just recall that citation. So Word automatically write the correct, the correct format for you. So you don't have to worry much. Okay. Nur Habibi, are you okay? Tak dengar suara. Buka.
Okey, Doktor.
Kat mana sekarang?
Dekat ENDNOTE. Dekat mana? Dekat rumah ke? Oh, dekat Kulai.
Saya ingat bila pula you pindah rumah pergi kampung ENDNOTE.
Okay.
Rumah kat mana?
Kulai.
Oh, Kulai. Okay. You nanti orang penting tahu untuk kita punya class assignment, okay? Orang-orang
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Is everybody okay? Okay. Next, actually, Google search is very common, commonly used by us. Okay. Tetapi one thing disadvantage of using Google search is it gives us everything. Okay. So newspaper, magazine, people's comment, whatever, which is not considered as good resources for our citation and references. Okay. But the advantage of Google, the advantage of Google search, actually I always start with Google search first. Sebab at least I can read even something, like membawang from makcik bawang, I still can read it from Google search. I cannot get it from somewhere else, alright? So at least I can get some draft idea of my topic and my variables from this Google search, okay? Alright. So the next after Google, I will, as I said, Google will give you newspaper and then articles, whatever, where, like Google Scholar won't give you. Okay, the next level after, I always started with, Google search. And then I go to the next level, Google Scholar. Okay, Google Scholar is more formal, okay, in the sense that it will give you only textbook, books, and then articles, academic articles. Like Google just now, Google search, it will give you everything, okay, anything. Sometimes it's not even a good sources, okay, for you to cite. But Google Scholar, it will give you more specific, which is more academic, right? That one is Google Scholar. Kita dah cakap benda ni ke belum? By the way? Dah ke? Oh, belum. Nasib baik. Right. So for example, I would like to find a housing policy in Johor. So when I type the Google Scholar, it will give very limited compared to Google search. Okay. Kalau you type in Google search, it will give you many, a very long list, but not in Google Scholar. All right. So, and then we can start comparing, which one is good, which one is bad, which one we want to include, which one we want to remove, for example. And then this is references. As you can see, the references now is actually follow the APA style. Wow. How? How do I know this one is APA style? Because of the format, the format, and also it is put in alphabetically order. All right. Right. I also would like to share with you, right? This is example. Right. Maybe after your FYP, your supervisor found that, your work is very good. And then your supervisor said, let's publish it in one of the academic journals. So the suggestion is very good. Because when you publish in a journal, some other academicians will read it. Some other scholars will read it, and they will recognize your work. So when it is published in a journal, so it means your work is unique. It's good to be published. So let's say your supervisor want to publish your work. So this is the right that you need to know. You as the first author, you should be the first author. Why you should be the first author? Because that's your work. So let's say, katakan your supervisor kata, when the paper is published, and then you found that your supervisor's name is the first author instead of you. Actually, you have the right to fight. Instead, you can report to UTM and tell the UTM for the research department, and then tell that you have been, your supervisor has, not being honest with you, because that's your work, but your name is not as the first author, right? Because to be honest, also to be frank with you, actually, publication is very important to us, as lecturers in research university, because this one is all our KPI in terms of for promotion purpose. We need to have many publication. And then we also need to be the first author in a paper, in a publication. So that's the reason some people, they try to do in not a very right way to make sure their name appear as the first one. Okay. But actually, UTM already know if the first name is the student's name, the second person is the supervisor's name. And this one, for example, my student is Hemalata. And then this is my name. And everybody knows that I'm the supervisor of this student. And I will be considered as the first UTM author. Okay? So that one give me enough credit for myself. So it's good enough. Okay? So, and you as a student, you must know what is your right. Okay? Understand? So don't let yourself be manipulated by other people, right? So, for example, the second one, you can see also, this is my name as the first one. And then no Sophia is actually my student. But we already have mutual agreement because Sophia, during that time, she didn't know how to write a paper for publication. So I told Sophia, okay, let me write everything for you. I'll do the work, but I will be the first author because she didn't do anything at all, just her work. So I am the one who actually analyzed her work and so on. I wrote the paper for her. Okay, so she agreed. Yeah. Okay, doctor can be the first author. I will be the second author. That one is okay because we already have mutual agreement. Understand? All right. And then this one also, if you can see, actually I have like Bala Salisu is my student, and then I'm the first supervisor. This is the second supervisor, co-supervisor, and this is my student who helped Bala doing some part of the writing. Okay, so that one we also can do that way. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Right. Understand everyone sebab saya rasa this one also important for you to understand in terms of when we want to name the author of your paper. Right. Okay, this one again another paper of mine. So this one is my student and then the supervisors. Okay, right? Okay, that's all on to chapter 5. So we're going to do chapter 6. Okay, let's take a break for 5 minutes before we continue with our chapter 6. Okay, thank you very much. At least I can see all the faces here. Beautiful and handsome people in front of me. Thank you so much. Kalau tak nampak. Buncian, tak sempat nak tengok Mr. Bun. Muka Mr. Bun. Muncul balik, Bun. Tunjuk balik muka. Tak sempat nak tengok muka Bun. Tiba-tiba dah hilang.
Yes, I'm here only.
Okay. Okay, I can see you. All right. So you are in your bedroom, is it?
Yes, I'm in my bedroom.
Okay. Wenyan, okay ke? Okay, eh?
Betul.
Alright, good. Syaf, macam mana Kempas hujan ke Syaf?
Doktor?
Kat Kempas hujan ke tak?
Petang.
Petang saya pun kat office jadi saya tak tahu apa yang berlaku kat luar.
Hujan lebat.
Okay, alright. Iqbal? Okay, Iqbal? Iqbal dah hilang. Okay, alright.
Okay.
Baru jawab, okay. Alright, so let's go to chapter 6. Okay, are you ready, people? Can we continue? Right, the next one is chapter 6 is called as research design. What is actually research design? Before we can start our research, our study, we need to plan it well, okay? So we need to design how the work process will be implemented before we can embark our research, okay? So, in this chapter, we need to understand the importance of a research design and we need to appreciate the need for a sound research design. A sound here means a very good and solid research design. And then we also need to distinguish the purposes and also the type of study that we are going to do. So is it exploratory? Is it descriptive? Or is it causal? Okay. So in these three types, you need to choose only one for your study, right? So, and then we need to evaluate the implications of adopting different time horizons for research design, okay? And then appreciate the availability of various research strategies during the research design stage. Okay, mainly when we see that time horizons, okay, usually it also involves in qualitative study, all right? Okay, so there are three things that you need to answer in order to start your research design, to start designing your research. One, you need to ask, how are you going to apply it? What kind of research are you going to do? Is it pure research or applied research? That's the first question that you need to answer. Okay, as I told you, most of us, maybe 99.9% will do applied research. Okay, I doubt, okay, any of you, especially for undergraduate project, will do pure research. Because pure research where you need to develop theory, it takes at least 3 years, okay, to do pure research. At least 1 year. Paling terror pun 1 year. So you don't have that kind of time, okay, orang kata time, all right? So you only have a very limited time, just 2 semesters. So for sure, pure research is not suitable for you all, right? And then you need to answer what is actually you want the objective of your work, okay? So you need to choose one only. The purpose, the type of research, okay? Is it exploratory? Is it descriptive? Or is it correlation research? Correlation also known as explanatory research. So this one explore, this one explain. There are the word is almost similar, but it's not the same, right? And then after that, you already know you are going to do applied research, for example, you are going to do descriptive research, and then now it's time for you to answer, okay, what kind of information that you are looking for. Is it you are going to collect quantitative data or qualitative data, right? If you are going to collect quantitative data, then you are going to do quantitative research. If you are going to collect qualitative data, so it means you are going to do qualitative research. Understand? Ada faham ke? Okay, thank you. Right. So what is actually a research design? A research design is the detailed outline for the gathering and analysis of data. So it's actually the information of everything. It's like helicopter, bird's eyes, okay? So you can see from the above. Everything can be seen very, very detailed. Okay. So for example, you just bought a new home, okay? So before you can move into your new home, so you need to design your home. Where is actually the dining table should be? Where are you going to put your sofa? Where are you going to put your bed and so on? Okay, so you need to design your new home before you can move in. Okay, just like your research. Before you can start a research, you need to think and to plan how are you going to do the research. All right? Right. So basically, it's actually research design. So the first thing that you need to do a proposal. Okay. So a proposal will actually need to be done in your first semester, right? So which contains chapter 1, chapter 2, and also chapter 3. You need to explain to us, to your supervisor and your examiners, what actually you plan to do for your research, your work. Okay. So if your proposal is approved by us, then you can move to the next one, to the next level. Okay. So you can start designing your research strategy. So you need to tell exactly the type, the purpose, the time frame, scope, and also environment, and also your respondent, who your respondents will be. Okay. So, and then after everything is so clear, then you can start designing the technique of your data collection. How are you going to collect your data? And then how are you going to take your sample from your population? How many samples that you need to take to select for your study, right? Only after that, you already well planned about your data collection and also sampling design, then you can move to the next step, which is you need to develop the instrument of the study. When I say the instrument of the study, it is actually your questionnaire. Your questionnaire will be your instrument. Let's say you want to do to use any psychological test, for example, personality test, IQ test. That one is also called as your instrument. Understand? Faham tak? Faham ke benar dia saya cakap tiba-tiba begitu aku cakap orang ni buat tak tahu je, tak faham. Syikin, faham tak Syikin? Syikin. Syikin, faham tak? Danish, where are you Danish? I would like to see your face, your handsome face. Where are you? Wujud ke tak wujud? Danish?
Tak ada, sini.
I really miss your hair. Everything's okay dekat KL?
Ya,
Okay.
hujan ni.
Hujan je. You kerja ke tak? Ada buat part time? Grab ke?
Dah
Misalnya
berhenti.
buat food panda lah. Ada ke tak ada?
Tak.
Okay, sekarang di rumah je. Jadi anak
Yes.
yang soleh.
Right.
So how's your mom? Okay?
Yeah, she's working from home.
Okay, so happy lah dia masak untuk you.
Ya,
Okay, itu
every
masa
day.
untuk your mom.
Masa sebelum cuci semester, every day saya masak.
Wow, that's so nice. Oh, so sweet. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Okay. After instrument, as I said, instrument can be your questionnaire. That one is also instrument, or any psychological test that you would like to use. All right. That one is your study instrument. All right. So you boleh choose either one. But I think most of the students here, they will develop their own questionnaire, right? So nanti kita akan belajar how to develop an instrument. Okay, and then after you have finished, you already have a good plan of your data collection design, sampling design, your instrument is already developed. Now you can start preparing for your data collection. But before you can do the actual data collection, you need to start with a pilot study. You need to remember that a pilot study is actually a compulsory in a research. Okay. So how actually research design can help researchers, okay? Because it is entirely appropriate to gather secondary data. If this one, okay, I don't want to talk about it, but you can say researchers frequently conduct exploratory, okay? But to us, actually, most of us prefer descriptive research, okay? So dekat UTM, we are more lebih common descriptive research. Because you know what? Descriptive is very simple to do and is a very friendly, user friendly to the most of the researchers. And then it says just like same, utilizing qualitative methodologies, this one, okay. But when you want to do a survey, kalau you nak buat survey, so automatically that one is called as quantitative research. Survey is quantitative, right? Okay, what does it mean with triangulation? Triangulation means daripada triangle. Okay, the word triangle. So actually, it says that the use of a variety of methods to collect data on the same topic, but it involves in different time, different environment, and different people. Okay, so you don't focus only at a certain people, but you use at different time, different environment. That one we call it as triangulation. Triangulation is more popular for qualitative research. Okay. And then what do we need for a sound research design? Because it is essential, it is very important, okay, since researchers depend on it to convey. Okay, as I say, if you have a very good research design, your supervisor already proved it, so you just follow whatever you have planned. So it's going to be very easy for you. Rather than you are not sure what you need to do, sekejap you go to plan A, sekejap plan B, plan C. So that one is very, it's not consistent. So you're going to have a trouble when trying to implement everything, okay? So it's not really good, okay? And then a sound research design thus is actually a master plan, okay? So it can tell you what is the best way to do your research, okay? So that's why we need research design. Okay, and then after we already develop our instrument, our questionnaire, okay, the questions in the questionnaire. Starting from today, I will refer questions in questionnaire as item. Okay, so item tu maksudnya questions in your questionnaire. Questions is lebih general. When we say what are the items, so people know, oh, items is actually whatever you ask in your questionnaire, right? So after we already develop our questions, so we need to check validity and reliability of your items and your questions, okay? So good quality research must embed the right measurement for the right variables or constructs. Okay, later I will tell you, okay, in the next chapter, what actually variables are, what the constructs are. Okay, so measuring something that we really want to measure, it is called as validity. Okay, so if you want to measure someone's skills in mathematics, you must ask them mathematics questions. Okay, not if you want to test their mathematics skills, but you test English, their knowledge in English. So that one is not valid. Okay, so you want to measure something else, but you use something else, you ask something else. So that one is not okay, right? And then the next one is reliability. What does reliability means? Reliability. So it means that you can use that instrument, your item, your question, over and over and over again. It doesn't matter who the respondents will be, who, when, the time, the situation, as long as you and that person is going to use your instrument have the same purpose and objective of research. The research objective. Okay, I give you an example lah. Right. Who is your favorite football player? Yang sangat popular. Because I'm not a fan of football.
Ronaldo.
Ozil.
Kenapa? Dia bagus sangat ke?
Kau TV Doktor CR7.
Atau apa? CR7 tu apa pula?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, Cristiano.
Anthony Martial.
Ha? Siapa lagi? Saya
Anthony Martial. Betul.
Tapi Rahim Rahim.
Ha? Okay, saya ambil Ronaldo lah example. Okay, can I say Ronaldo is actually valid for a football player? Can we call him as valid for a football player? Dia memang football player ke? Yes or no? Sebab saya nak terangkan kat you the meaning of reliability and validity.
Dia memang football player.
Dia memang football player. So we can call Ronaldo, the validity of being a football player is correct. Understand? Because dia memang football player. Okay. Whenever Ronaldo play, dia turun padang, dia play in any competition ke, in a game ke, do you think that he's going to perform? Let's say the game is between what? Dia Ronaldo ni daripada tim mana? I'm so I don't know. I know nothing about football.
Juventus, Dr. Juventus.
Apa tu yang Juventus? Is it?
Juventus.
Okay, let's say
MU.
MU, please, not MU. Okay, let's say katakan Juventus nak has a match dengan MU. Do you think that Ronaldo will perform in that match?
Oh.
Dia akan perform kan? Sebab he's a very good player, correct?
Tapi tu klub lama dia, Doktor.
Manalah saya tahu, korang cakap saya ikut je. Saya tak tahu. Okay, tak apalah kita ambil. Let's say katakan his club, his team nak lawan dengan MU. But Ronaldo akan perform or not? What do you think? Dia akan perform kan? Sebab he's a very good player, correct?
Boleh lah.
Okay, let's say next week, dia akan lawan dengan, let's say katakan Brazil. Okay, I will hantar because as I say, I don't know much about football. Okay, dia lawan dengan Brazil. Do you think that Ronaldo will perform?
Yes.
Yes kan? Sebab dia, that's what we call it. Ronaldo is a reliable player. Why he's so reliable? Because he's good. That's why we can rely on him. It doesn't matter the match is between who and who, Ronaldo will perform many times. Understand? Okay, if I ask, okay, siapa is a tennis player? Okay, let's say I ask Ronaldo to play tennis. Is he a valid player for tennis?
No, Doktor.
No. He will win dengan let's say say siapa? Tennis player very popular.
Djokovic atau
Federer.
Nadal?
Okay, apa? Djokovic. Apa? Don't know.
Nadal.
Okay, Nadal. Okay. Do you think that Ronaldo will beat apa? Nadal?
Never.
Never kan? Sebab he's not a reliable person for tennis. So the same thing as our instrument. Our instrument need to be valid for whatever we want to measure. Kalau kita nak measure for leadership, so it means that our instrument must be good for leadership. Understand? And then the questions must be good in order for people to rely on it. Okay, so it doesn't matter you ask Mr. A, you ask Mr. B, you ask Mr. C, but they will, the questions will be reliable to get information for leadership, right? So that's why I nak buat analogy for, for reliability and validity. Ada faham ke? Okay, disebabkan Christopher is the first person yang kata faham. Okay, what do you understand by the word validity? Cepat Grace.
Sah.
Sah. Yeah, I know that one is translation. It's not definition. Okay, sah. Alright. Okay, so what do you understand? Tika. Tika, okay, apa yang you faham pasal reliability? Tika tiada jawapan. Dawson. Okay, bila tanya soalan semua, kata, oh, the line is not so good. The line is not so good. I cannot hear you, doctor. Dawson, where are you? Tengok, semua dia tak jawab.
Hi, Doctor.
Okay, Hazel, please. Siapa yang cakap ni? Hazel tu siapa? Shen. Dawson, nice to see you. Okay, what do you understand by the word reliability?
They can perform consistently.
Yes, that's the good one. The word consistently, I like it so much. Okay, so it means that we can rely on it because it can be consistent every time it is used, right? Understand? Thank you, Dawson. All right. Okay, the next one is actually the covariance matrix. Okay, covariance matrix. Okay, one actually about covariance is actually correlation. Okay, we already learned in our statistics class that the correlation or R relationship, it is between -1 and also 1, right? So if the correlation is close to number 1, the value close to 1, okay, then we can say the relationship is very high. Either is a very highly negative or highly positive, as long as the value close to 1. If the correlation is equal to 0, so it means that R, the relationship is equal to 0, there is no relationship. So what we want to see, if the correlation matrix is very good, so you can see that the item among the item, okay, let's say question number 1 and question 2, they are related. All right. So you will understand this one more when you apply it. But the most popular and the very, very popular is actually Cronbach alpha, which is to measure our reliability. So the Cronbach alpha is actually between 0 and 1. So for social science, we want our Cronbach alpha to be at least 0.6. So what does it mean if we have alpha equal to 0.6? So it means that 60% of our questions actually good for our topic, for our title. Understand? for our research objective, 60%. So if you get your alpha 0.3, so it shows that only 30% are good. The other 70% are not good. So can your instrument be reliable? Yes or no? No, okay. Macam tadi Ronaldo, I'm sure the alpha belong to Ronaldo is 0.9 because he is a very good player. 90% we can rely on him. Okay? So that's why we want to have at least our reliability value more than 0.6. Okay, what happened? Okay, if you find out that your questions only have alpha equal to 0.3, so it's only 30% good, 70% bad. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to change the questions to find other questions, or maybe we need to remove or delete some of the questions in our instruments because it shows that the questions are not related to our topic and not suitable for our respondents. Fahamkah? Azhar, mana Azhar? Apa khabar orang Indonesia? Azhar?
Hi, doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Good, doctor. I'm fine.
Okay, so Azhar, faham tak?
Faham,
You
doctor.
look more beautiful sekarang Azhar sejak balik London. Okay.
Doctor.
Okay, so understand? So
Yes.
our reliability for our instrument, we must get what is the value for social science?
No, 0.6.
Above, okay? At least 0.6, okay? So kalau we get 0.6, it means that our instrument can be used for our survey. Sabah, where are you, Sabah?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, do you understand?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so what happened if our alpha is not good? What should we do?
I think we have to change the questionnaire.
Yes, we need to change some of the questions, all right? Not the whole questionnaire, but some of the questions. We need to get rid of the bad ones and include the good
New
ones.
ones, yeah.
All right. Okay. So people, on Thursday we going, kejap. Okay, on Thursday saya akan stop kita punya lecture kat sini. Okay. Tapi kita akan sambung hari Khamis nanti and also we going to do apa yang tadi saya cakap kita kena buat untuk ENDNOTE. Alright, so any questions that you want to ask? Okay.
Doktor, soalan tu kan kita kena tahu dia punya alpha dulu kan. So
Yeah.
Respondent kita kena jawab dulu untuk tahu jumlah alpha tu ataupun macam mana nak kira alpha.
Allah, Intan, I really like your question. Intan, it's a very, very good question. Okay, people please listen here. Okay. How do we want to check whether our instrument good or not? Actually, this one people, okay, this Cronenberg alpha, you need to do it for in your pilot study. Remember, we haven't started our actual study yet, ni. All right, we only stop until research design. We are still designing our research. Okay, the actual study hasn't been done yet. Okay, okay. This is a part of our pilot study. So in our pilot study, later nanti, all right. So what you need to do after you develop the instrument, okay, in order to check the validity and reliability, we need to do pilot study. What is pilot study? We're going to discuss it on Thursday. All right. Intan, ingat saya hari Khamis untuk cerita pasal pilot study.
Boleh doktor, thank you.
Alright, okay everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, so dekat luar dah start hujan. Please take care, alright? And Christopher, maybe you can put some tone shade, alright? Because of your long hair, it's getting longer and longer. Alright, so everyone, see you on Thursday. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye doktor, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye, doctor. Thank you.
Doctor, take care.
Medical, bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Kejap,
Thank
kita
you,
bagi
Ustaz.
attendance.
Assalamualaikum.
Attendance dia.
Never mind. Okay, never mind. I know how to get your attendance. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, doctor.
Bye.
Doctor.
Ya, doktor.